All right, now you know you're gonna have to hang up with me, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm waiting. I'm on here.
Okay, bro.
All right, bro.
Bye. Yo, can you hear me, bro? So give me a thumbs up. Cool beans, cool beans. Um, so this is what we're gonna do, man. I'm gonna show you the process of how I do it, and we're gonna do this grayscale. So if you're following along, this is my process. I'm in Sketchbook Pro. I did this sketch of Herman Cain, Herman Cain, Herman Munster in Sketchbook Pro. So I'm going to demo how I would color him, and I'm going to do grayscale. Even though he's a green, he's green in in real life as a character on the television show, but it was filmed back in the '60s, so a lot of it was in black and white. So we're going to try to mimic that black and white feel to it, give it that old school vibe. I'm going to just work on the head right now. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you look over here in my layers palette, I got my reference photos. Turn those on, turn those off. This right here is the actual line art folder. Turn on, turn off. And below is my color. And I'm going to add a new layer into my color. Make sure that it's in normal mode right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is sample. I like to work from light to dark. I know most traditional painters, they work from dark to light, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to work from light to dark. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sample all the light tone. Just grab my color picker, sample that gray, pop it right here. That's the light. Good to go with that right there. And then from this point, I'm going to use my lasso tool, and I'm just going to draw an outline. I'm not worried about it being totally accurate right now. And then I'm just going to fill that. And there you go. Pretty simple. And we're going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And then from that point, I can go in, take my eraser tool, and like I said, this is kind of like the boring part, but I can erase what I don't need. Let me make my brush a little bit bigger. Erase what I don't need. Keep that right there. And like I said, in this phase, I'm not worried about being perfect or being accurate. I just want to get rid of all the lines I don't need. And there's also, let me see, there's also an under sketch, which is this right here. I don't need this. We're going to get rid of that for right now. Go back to my main layer and hide the reference. And sometimes I believe that it's cool to actually draw over the sketch so that you can kind of keep that realism. I'm going to probably go ahead on and do his hair too, right here. And I can finish all that in my special effects. So we got that all straight. So Brian, if you got any questions, man, ask me now. If not, just sit back and enjoy the show. And we're going to get rid of these hard lines. We're going to get rid of these hard lines because to me, um, it makes it look uh, kind of coloring bookish. So I want to get rid of those hard lines to make his skin tone look more authentic. So that's why you see me. I put these hard lines should really just be guidelines. So basically, you don't want to see no black lines because if you look at his face, you don't really see any black lines. You just see muscle tone. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna try to get rid of all that right there. Okay. And soaking it all, yeah, soaking it all in, bro. It's all good, man. I appreciate you. So we're gonna just do the face. So now I got the face in. So now I could just come back with my magic lasso tool, and I could just click on it, and now I got a selection of that face. I don't have to worry about going outside when I create a new layer. Hit multiply, and let's say if I want to pick blue, I don't have to worry about going outside those lines. Okay, so that's why I do that. So my next layer above is going to be where I'm going to start laying down some shadow. So I'm going to pick a darker gray from his face, and just go to my color picker right here, bro. Pick a slightly darker gray. Let's see, maybe right here. It's not dark enough. So maybe too dark. Uh, let's see. Go a little bit darker. Actually, yeah. So we'll do that. Now I'm going to start laying down some shadows. I'm going to take my marker tool. I like using that. Some people like using the airbrush tool, but it's to your preference. Some people like using different brushes, but I like to use the basic brushes so that when I'm teaching, you don't have to have the stress of trying to find the right brush. However, I do recommend that you do go into the brush palette and play with your different brushes, whether you're in Procreate, Photoshop, or Sketchbook Pro. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to use this as a photo reference, and we're going to get busy. So the first thing I'm going to do now is just start laying down tone. Uh, right here. I'm just laying down tone, not worried about being perfect. Start building it up. Zoom in some. And you'll see me adjusting my brush often, adjusting the brush size often. And all I'm doing is just laying down tone where I think the shadows hit. Right here, and right here, and come back, hit right here, and even some right here. And increase my brush again. Come back. Come down here. Here. We're going to do it under that line right there. We're going to come down right here. And you can already see where the light is hitting. So that's the fun part about it. I'm gonna come right here and down here, and we'll just work with the ear. Let's see. We'll for the ears, we'll work with that. I'm going to erase those lines right here, and we're going to just do the ears from scratch. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the ears, just kind of mimic what I see. And to me, right here, this gives it a more realistic tone or feel to it. Down here, and I really can't see that other ear, so I'm gonna just eyeball it. Yeah, about right in here. Okay, so we got all that set. So now what we're going to do is we are going to blend all of this in, and then we're going to repeat the process. So a lot of people blend differently, but I'm going to blend with my eraser tool by adjusting the strength and the flow of the eraser. So I tone my eraser down, increase my brush, and I'll start to blend things in like that right there. So I'm constantly adjusting my brush so that everything fits. And add some more shadow right here. Okay. So now there you go. Right here, right here. Right here. And all I'm doing is and you don't have to be 100% accurate. You just want to get a good representation of what you're trying to do. Okay. We got that good. That good. That good. Got that good right there. So now we got that, and I'm going to probably let me tone it down. Now I'm going to get my airbrush tool, and I'm going to blend everything in. And I'm going to lower the flow, lower the size, and keep it going. Now you're starting to see it all come in. right here, right here. Everything is starting to come in now. And okay, keep it right there. And now we're going to add another layer. We're going to multiply it. We're going to go with a darker gray. And we are going to keep it moving. Just like that. And to me, this is looking pretty good. What you think, B? Looking good? Come right here, make that darker, darker. Right there. Right here. Right there. So I'm always adjusting my lines to make it fit. And I'm still using my marker tool. Right there. And right there. Don't forget that shadow up on that neck right there. Okay. Right there. Right there, right there. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. And I'm going to come back with my airbrush tool again. And I'm going to just start refining. Actually, use my marker tool. Right here. And right here. Hey, Nicole, how are you? And then I'm going to blend in a little bit more and soften that up a little bit and come back with a little darker around in here. Right here. He's looking real good so far. Looking really good so far. I cannot complain. Like I said, if you guys got any questions, man, feel free to ask. All right. And I may do one more layer and just make it my ultimate dark. Let's see, do that. Yeah, make that my ultimate dark layer. And come back. Right there. We are looking good. All right, bet. Okay, so we're looking really good with that right there. And keep it moving. Appreciate it, David. Thanks, man. All right. So now we need to get rid of these hard lines. We got to get rid of these hard lines because they take away from the image. If you look at his nose right here, if you look at his nose, you don't see any hard lines. Even with the cheeks, you don't see hard lines. You just see muscle tone. You know what I'm saying? With the big brow, you don't see any hard lines, even with the wrinkles in his eyes. So we're going to get rid of that. Okay. And so what I like to do for my method is I like to duplicate the line art just in case I mess up. And I will take my eraser tool and I will start to erase those hard lines. So we're going to get rid of those hard lines. So you see that? And if you do it right, you can come back with your brush tool and you can kind of add in some shadows to fill it out. So I'm going to do that right here, like right in here. So now you kind of see it fill out. Like right in here. And we're going to build that nose up by erasing. Just like that right there. With the brush. So you see how we did that? We're going to get rid of those cheek lines too as well. Get rid of that. Gonna get rid of that. Gonna get rid of that. Okay. And it's the same process. We're gonna tone these out. Just like that right there. Just like that. And like I said, I'm only using my eraser tool. And you see those wrinkles under his eyes, you can always come back with a darker gray. Maybe right here, and get your pen tool, and you could just add in those wrinkles. Just like that right there. Okay. Back to my cheeks. I'm still using my eraser tool. Right here. And now I'm going to, let me erase this too as well. Okay. And I'm come back with my airbrush. And real lightly, we're going to fill it in. Give it a little weight. And even right here. And make it a little darker just to kind of give it some weight. Just like that. It looks real. To me, it looks so much better than to have those dark lines there. But that's just me, and that's my preference. I'm gonna keep going right here, right here. Okay, just looks so much better for me. So as you can see now, I'm building up with shadow. All I'm doing now is just using my airbrush tool and my eraser to build depth and shadow, light and shadow. Okay. Same for this right here. Get rid of all of those hard lines, man. It just makes it make it look more authentic. Mm-hmm. Keep it moving. And to me, this is pretty much cool right here, but I don't like one of these. I don't like that. We're gonna tone it down some. And that hard line right there. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Appreciate it, Nikki. Thank you so much. Stan the man with the golden hand. Who is that? Bree, I appreciate that. All right. So what we can do now is I'm looking at it now, and I can still play around his eyes and go from there. What you guys think? What you guys think so far? Let me know what you think. I like where I'm going. You know what? I'm going to add some light just to show you guys. So I'm going to make a new layer, make it a screen layer, and then we're going to because actually I went from light to dark, but I'm about to jump back to light to show you guys because technically it would appear as if the light is already turned on. So I'm in a screen layer, uh, and we're going to go from there. So watch this right here. So now that I'm in my screen layer, I'm going to pick a probably a white. No, I'll do this right. I'll do a gray, a real light gray. And I'm about to just start adding light. See that? Right there. Right there. And I'll come back to his nose in a second. Got a little light right there. Maybe a little right there. All of that is white. Because the light is hitting from the Look like from the left side of his cheek. Right here. Right here. It's amazing how when you have a light source, how it brings the image to life. So it's always important to have a light source established in your drawings and in your images, because it's going to bring everything to life. Right here. Increase my brush. Let me get rid of this dark line. Get rid of that. Come back. And I'm going to come back to that scar later on his forehead. And then even under his eyes. Around in here as well. His ears. Corner right there. All right. All right. And right here as well. So it's almost like now you can turn the light on and turn the light off. So you could turn the light off. You got that right there, you know. But let's say if he's outside, the sun is hitting, boom, you could turn the light on. Hey, Pam. Okay. So now I'm going to just take all of that light right there. I'm going to blend it in with my eraser. Let's see. Going to blend all of that in. Looking pretty good so far. All right. Okay. Going to keep that thing going. I'm going to go back to his lips. Go back. Make a new layer. Multiply it. I'm going to sample the color of his lips. We'll use this. And just color in those lips right there. Yeah, it's kind of dark right there. Right there. All right, got the lips in good. And we're going to add a little shadow to the lips. Just a little bit. Y'all got me feeling like I'm Bob Ross. up in here. And add a little highlight to the lips. Maybe like right in here. Take that and blend it in. We good right there. The lips. Come back to the nose. Make that dark. Right there. Looking pretty good. And get rid of those hard lines around the nostrils. Uh, should be good to go. All right. Looking good to me, guys. What you guys think, man? And like I said, the beauty of it is you don't have to be dead accurate. You just want to get a good representation of the subject. And keep it moving. And multiply right here. Okay, looking good, guys. Sometimes I like to go back and check my layers to make sure I'm good. Okay. Now, how should I attack this right here? See, add some more shadows in here. Even right in here. Okay. Let's see if I do. Sometimes I like to ad lib and just go solo. Let's see what we got. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Got that set. Okay. Cool beans. Good to go. Get those eyes. Make sure the eyes are good. Yeah, screen. Okay. There you go. All right. Get the eyes in there. Add a few little lines in the lips. Get the corners. all set. All right, family. You guys are quiet. Tell me what you think. Looking good? Good deal. Good deal. Do the teeth. Got to get rid of those hard lines. Though. Remember that. So we're going to go back up to my line art, get my eraser. And we need to get rid of those hard lines. Make it look more natural. See, that already looks more natural. Okay. Looks more like a painting when you do it like this right here. And get that black in there. Yeah, get that black in there. Oops. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. He almost got that Joker type smile, so it looks like they got the Joker took that from Herman Munster. What you guys think? There you go. Front his eyes like that. Keep that black. A little weight. Yeah, Nicole, the light makes a big difference. So that's why I encourage people to always establish your light source in your drawings. And the beauty of working in a digital platform, you can always zoom in to make your lines finer. If you want to do wrinkles, you can always zoom in, and that's the beauty of it. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. Now erase those hard lines for the lips so that it looks real natural. Make sure. There you go. You want it to look real natural. There you go. So I'm gonna. There you go. Looking pretty good. Now I can move on, but this nostril is not formed all the way, so we need to fix that. You always want to make adjustments as you go along. So there you go. Yeah. There you go. All right, cool beans. Like that right there. It is similar to the Joker. I do a lot of comparisons. Okay, so now we're going to work on this little scar up here. And all I'm going to do is get my airbrush tool, increase the flow on that. And all I'm going to do is just zoom in. I kind of exaggerated that scar a little too much, but it's okay. So I'm just going to pop that in right here. And I'm going to kind of airbrush around it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a light source along the edges. So I'm going to get a white. Like that right there to make it look like it's kind of coming out. Right there. Yeah, that looks pretty dope. This would be good for a black t-shirt. So if you're crafting, I like to, when I'm painting, I'm thinking about crafters and how they want to, you know, do their crafting. And so what I like to do is I like to paint based off of t-shirt designs. Another thing you guys can see I don't like, you see those hard black lines along the edge of his face? See, that's what I'm talking about, how it looks like a coloring book. So we don't want that. So I'm going to come in and we're going to erase those lines. Yeah. I'm going to definitely come in and erase those lines, those hard lines. We can probably keep it for the hair. I'm not sure yet. But you see the difference that you have when you take away those hard lines. Is, to me, it's just more authentic. It's a little bit more work, but it's worth it. Especially if you're trying to achieve a certain look. Get rid of that. Come back with a gray. Right here. There you go. Just looks a little more authentic. Bit of lines right there. Boom. 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 All right. What you guys think? Appreciate it, Brian. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you guys are well. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm gonna keep going. And we're going to work on the hair. So I'm going to make a new layer, make sure it's in normal. I'm going to name it hair, and we're going to just build up. This should be fairly simple. Put a new layer in there right there. And like I said, I like to paint over the sketch. So we're going to start with a basic gray. And we're going to start doing the hair. So let me make that selection. Come back to my hair. And let's see. Should I do darker? I'm gonna have to do darker. There you go. Do darker. Not worried about being perfect, guys. It's the last thing on my mind. There's no such thing as a perfect drawing. So don't put that pressure on yourself. I like to use my I can use my lines from the sketch as a guideline. See, that's what I'm saying. When you're doing your sketch, think in the future. Think about how you're going to paint it. So you can use your sketch lines as guidelines. Okay. So we keep it moving. We're going to build up now, multiply, go a little bit darker, and I'm going to just start building up. As you can see, the last thing on my mind is trying to be perfect. Just following right here and come down. Erase what I don't need. Man, look at that, man. You see how so you see how following the guidelines I established um my hair, get rid of those dark lines, and you see how more natural it looks. I'm not going to get rid of all my sketch lines, just a few of them, and I can even come with one shade darker, almost black, and just kind of hit the edges a little bit right here, right here, right here, and we're good to go. And I can establish a light source for my hair, put it on the top, make it a screen, come back with a light gray, and I can just establish a light source in the hair, just like that right there. I may have to put that on top. Yeah, I'm gonna put that on top. And I'm gonna need to put that layer on top so that it can cover all of the other layers because you want your highlights to be on top. So just like that right there. I may have to change brushes too, but I think this one is working fine. Yeah, this one seems to be working fine. And you could draw a few strands to make them pop up. You know, have some kind of come down like that, like that. Uh, like that right there. And you can also come with the black to kind of make some of the strands pop out. Like that. There you go. And then you can come back with a true white and just hit the top. There you go. There you go. So that's how I would do him in grayscale. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So y'all honestly tell me what you guys think about this right here. Let me know in the comments. Also, too, let me know where you from. Let me know who you are and let me know where you're from so I can give you a shout out. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like this. So I'm gonna probably keep this uh, and do this on a T-shirt for my crafters out there. So if you're crafting, let me know who you are. So I can give you a shout out. This is pretty good. I'm just fine tuning it now. Pretty good. Pretty good. So that's the head shape, guys. Oops, excuse me. That's the head shape. I'm gonna probably. I've been on this now for about an hour. Um, you guys want to see me go further, or I may just probably save the body for another video. But I wanted to come in and I wanted to show you guys my process and how I process and how I paint in Sketchbook Pro. This is one of the classes that I teach. Um, this is one of the classes that I teach. Uh, and you can go over to my website at www.shopgemini2face.com. Brian, if you could do me a favor, man, and put that link in the comments below. But this is kind of what you'll get right here. Um, if you want to learn more about caricature and stuff like that, just let me know. I can teach you caricature, cartooning. I can also teach you painting. The most important thing to painting is number one, you have to establish a light source. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your lights and shadows to be everywhere. Second thing is you don't want to have a good painting but a bad caricature. So everything is almost like a domino effect. You want to have a good caricature, um, good colors that pop, a good lighting source. You also want to think about crafting and later putting it on t-shirts and how that's going to work as well. And so that's the most important thing right there. So that being said, guys, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to save this. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to come back on later and I'm going to probably finish his hands up. You guys won't see that, but I'll start doing the clothing and I'll show you guys how I paint my clothing. So that being said, guys, I'm going to sign off and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining in. Yo, if you like this, like, share with someone. Please leave a comment below to let me know what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.